mental diet. This is a topic that I have been asked to make a video about by many of you, so here it is. So I'm going to explain to you what mental diet is, what it isn't, what Neville Goddard thought about it, and how to change your mental diet, because I know for a fact that many of you are having a very negative mental diet day in and day out. So be sure to stay tuned until the end of this video, and please subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Like the video and share the video, so this will tell YouTube to share my video to more people who desperately need to change their mental diet. Hello, manifestors. My name is Sylvia. I am a manifesting coach, and you can find the link to my new website down below for one-on-one coaching, email coaching, and other cool stuff. You can also subscribe to my free newsletter as well. So, mental diet. How important is your mental diet? Well, first of all, let's say this. Mental diet is not a technique, okay? Mental diet is not a technique, but it is something that is running in your mind day in and day out. If it was just a technique, you wouldn't have to worry about it so much, because as I always said, and as many coaches have said, you do not need to practice any technique to manifest something, to manifest your desire. But your mental diet is not a technique. It's what's running in your mind day in and day out, and this is manifesting on autopilot. So, is it important to control your mental diet? You bet it is. So before I start here, I wanted to mention that the term mental diet is a Neville Goddard term. And this is what Neville Goddard said about mental diet. It's a short quote of Neville Goddard, but very powerful. Talking to oneself is a habit everyone indulges in. We could no more stop talking to ourselves than we could stop eating and drinking. All that we can do is control the nature and the direction of our inner conversation. So it is obvious here that Neville Goddard was very clear about what mental diet is. He said that we could no more stop talking to ourselves than we could stop eating and drinking. And we know that we can't stop eating and drinking, right? All we can do is control what we eat and drink. Well, same thing for our mental diet. He said that all we could do is to control the nature and the direction of our inner conversation. That's what I keep telling to people who are asking me about their thoughts, their negative thoughts. A lot of you send me messages saying I have bad thoughts, I have negative thoughts, I have fearful thoughts. And I always say the same thing. I'm not in your head, but when it comes to thoughts, there are two things that you can do. One is let them run and control you, and two is run and control them. So with thoughts, either you control your thoughts or you let them controlling you. And your thoughts are very closely related to your mental diet. As Neville Goddard is saying here, you need to control the nature and the direction of your inner conversation. This is your mental diet. A lot of people, and I have a client recently who told me that he realized that he has a lot of fights with his SP in his mind. If you have fights, if you have disagreements, if you have this type of inner dialogue, which is your mental diet, constantly with your SP, and a lot of you are after a specific person, if you have this type of dialogue all throughout the day with your SP, it is no wonder that either they're not reaching out to you or somehow you can't manage to get the results that you want. Your inner dialogue is this constant manifesting machine. Because in the lecture where I took this quote here from Neville Goddard, it is very clear that he associates your inner dialogue, your mental diet, with your imagination. That's why mental diet is not a technique. Mental diet is your imagination. Mental diet is part of your divine imagination. And I hope you know by now that your imagination is directly linked to your God self. So even if you are not very good at imagining with images, even though I'm sure you are more able to do that than you think, because all of us imagine with images in our head. But let's say you are not very good at imagining with images. We are all imagining every day, all day long, with our inner dialogue. We always have dialogues going on in our heads. This is something that the human brain is made of. We keep on having conversations with ourselves or with other people in our heads all day long. This is why controlling your mental diet is super duper important. Because what you manifest in your life is going to be directly linked to your mental diet, to your inner conversation. Neville Goddard gave the example of a young woman who had a boss who she thought really disliked her, even though she was making a lot of effort to please her boss. And when Neville Goddard questioned her, it didn't take long for him to realize that she had very negative conversations in her head with her boss. So he told her to change, always the same thing, right? To change herself, to change within, to change her own dialogue that she had in her mind with her boss. And she did it for a little while. And very soon after that, what happened? She saw a difference in the behavior of her boss towards her. So you see here we have a very easy to understand example that the conversation that you are having with yourself and with other people is going to affect how people react to you and how they behave towards you. Many of you guys, just by the tone of the messages that you send me, of the question that you ask me, I can tell right away that your overall conversation in your head, your mental diet is on the negative side. And as long as this conversation is on the negative side, you are going to reap negative results, negative behaviors from other people, negative everything. As long as your mental diet is on the negative side, and because you are a powerful manifester, you are going to manifest negative stuff, things that you do not want. So your mental diet is the basic of starting to change, to transform your 3D world. As long as you do not change your inner dialogue, whatever you're seeing out there is going to be pretty much the same as it was yesterday. You see, when it comes to manifesting, techniques are optional, but mental diet, it's not optional, because your mental diet is manifestation 101. It's manifestation on autopilot. Mental diet is imagination. There are two types of imagination, so to speak. The imagination that you control when you lie down or sit down and close your eyes and have an imaginal scene. But your mental diet is when you imagine on autopilot. Your mental diet is also what makes you in a certain state. And a lot of you, for example, you are in this victim state. And this, I can feel it, I can hear it, I can see it when I receive your messages either on my Facebook group or email or chat, whatever. You are in this victim state. And that shows me what type of mental diet is yours. Because you can't be in a victim state if your mental diet is healthy. That's impossible. If your mental diet says that you are a winner, that you are this powerful manifester, that you are God of your reality, that you manifest miracles every day, if this is your mental diet, there is no way on earth that you would be a victim. But if your mental diet is people hate me, I never get what I want, I am poor, I'll never have money, I'll never have what I want, my SP probably hates me. If this is your mental diet, yes, definitely you have to be in that victim state. And it is from that victim state that you are putting your comments on Facebook groups or sending me messages. So what you need to understand, guys, it's that as long as your mental diet is not healthy, your results are not going to match what you want. Your results are not going to match your desires. It's a little bit like a physical diet, right? A food diet. If you are not eating the right things to be healthy, to be fit, well, most likely you won't be. And your mental diet is even more important than your physical diet, because your mental diet trumps everything, and it can even trump your physical diet. So your mental diet is really your God self. And that's why it's powerful. Your God self is powerful. But it's powerful both ways. It's powerful in positive and it's powerful in negative. Because your God self, your subconscious mind that is linked to that God self, is completely impartial. As Neville Goddard mentioned many times, the subconscious mind is totally impartial. So if you want to use your powerful mental diet for negative stuff, you are going to get negative stuff. But if you want to use your mental diet for positive stuff, for manifesting all your desires, well, that mental diet is going to help you do that in so many different ways. So now, how do you change that mental diet of yours? Well, first of all, you need to catch yourself to analyze what type of mental diet is running in your head day in and day out, and most of the time. And to do that, I advise people to either have a timer or set an alarm on your phone every hour. And when your alarm goes off, you need to ask yourself the question, okay, what have I been thinking this past hour? And when you do this enough time, even if you do this like 3 days in a row, you are going to realize that before the timer goes off, you are going to think, you are going to catch yourself thinking, oh, okay, what am I thinking now? And right after that, after doing this maybe a couple of days or even a week, depending on how your mind works, you are going to start catching yourself thinking negatively. And the more you catch yourself thinking negatively, or the more you catch yourself noticing the pattern of your thinking, the more you are going to be able to start controlling your thoughts. But before you are able to control your mental diet, you need to be able to see, you need to be aware of what's going on in your head right now. What type of mental diet is ruling your thoughts right now? So the timer or the alarm on your phone is the best thing to start doing this process. And if you do this every day diligently, there are 24 hours a day, so you're not going to do this while you're sleeping, but you can do this at least 12 hours a day, putting that alarm every hour, catching your thoughts, thinking about what have I been thinking this past hour. When you do this enough time, then before the hour is over, you are going to catch yourself on your own without the alarm. That's going to remind you. You are going to be able to catch yourself on a few minute basis. You are going to catch yourself, what have I been thinking this past 5 minutes? What have I been thinking this past 15 minutes? And when you do that, your job is to change your thoughts. If you've been thinking anything negative, anything that goes against your desires, against yourself, you need to change that right away. And what do we use to do that? Well, we use affirmations. That's what affirmations are. That's why I hate to hear some people, some coaches saying that affirmation don't matter. The only thing that matters is your state. Yes, your state matters a whole lot, but in order to even get into that state, what do you need to do? Well, you need to transform your thoughts. And how do we transform our thoughts, our mental diet? By transforming our affirmations. Because a negative mental diet is nothing less and nothing more than the affirmations that's running in your head. The dialogue that is running in your head is made of affirmations. So when you catch yourself having negative dialogues, you change it with a positive one. For example, if you've been thinking for the past 15 minutes, my SP doesn't want to call me, my SP probably hates me, you change that my SP is thinking about calling me every minute of the day. My SP is missing me like hell right now and he can't wait to speak to me. Those are affirmations. That's what affirmations are. Affirmations are nothing more, nothing less. So I feel very disturbed when I hear some coaches saying that affirmations are not important, when affirmations are anyhow the basics of your mental diet. So that's how you change your mental diet. First, you use a timer to stop you in your track every hour about how you've been thinking this past hour. Then automatically you'll see that you will shrink that time. You will catch yourself catching yourself every few minutes. And once you do that, you use positive opposite affirmations of what you were just thinking. When you do this long enough, and it's not going to take a whole lot of time, I promise you, if you do this straight for 2 weeks, you'll see that in 2 weeks, your mental diet is going to change tremendously. And along with your mental diet, you will see that your results are going to change tremendously as well. And whatever it is that you want to manifest is going to finally manifest when your mental diet matches your desires. So I hope this video was helpful. Again, if it was, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Share the video, comment, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.